All right. So this is the first time I've ever going live, and we're gonna wait a little bit so that we can get some more folks in here. Um, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm getting into. Something that a lot of folks have mentioned in the past is um, streaming and then going live and then going on YouTube. So I have no idea what I'm getting into, what I'm doing, how I'm supposed to do this. So we're just gonna kind of wing it. It's been a fun day, honestly. I had we had a good friend Tim, uh, who's a student here at Their Legs is Wrestling, who came in earlier to do some repair on our show ring, which I'm super excited about that. So thank you, Tim. In a little bit, we're gonna be announcing the winners to the tickets. There's five winners that will be selected, and then they will be contacted through whatever information that they put in there. Mind you, I have not opened the box, so um, I have not seen any of the tickets that are in there. But I can tell you from what I've seen in there that there's a lot. So so this should be fun, and we should be yes, Tariq, you can definitely be at the August 3rd. Um, so yeah, so this will be fun. I want to give a special shout out. Like I said, I know there's not a lot of folks on here yet, but I'm hoping that we can get more folks as we go along. Tariq Villegas over at Lux Design Media, man, like I am beyond grateful um, that you're part of us, and then you've joined the team. And a quick little story of how he did it, which is to me awesome, because he is a prime example of I'll ask for forgiveness later. I'll just do what I do and then kind of see what happens. Um, yeah, go seriously. Yeah, Kenny. Good luck to all the entries. So Tariq, he shows up at Downtown Showdown. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do stories. We're gonna do little stories, and we can add it onto the chat thingy in between the prize winners. So we're gonna try and elongate this a little bit. So the first story is with Tariq at Lux Design Media. He showed up at Downtown Showdown on March 30th. March 30th, and then hey Jared, he showed up, and then um, yeah. So apparently he had been messaging me for like a week or two prior that he wanted to see if he can film at the Downtown Showdown, and it was just a show week, right? So it was just busy, and I know I had seen the email. I had not read it, but I know I had seen the his name pop up like twice, I think. And because it was show week, and it's a Downtown Showdown at the convention center, it was a huge, massive show. Um, so I did kind of push it to the side a little bit. Needless to say, the day of the event happens, and there's this fellow who's recording, and then I just figured it was like a fan, whatever. And then somebody had come up to me and he's like, "Hey, there's somebody filming the matches," and I was like, "Who?" He's like, "That guy over there." So he points at Tariq. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll talk to him and then kind of go from there." And then I got busy with something else, and then I just forgot. So boom, whatever show happens. It was awesome. Convention Center, Downtown Showdown, our first one. J.S. Hawthorne cashed in on Bro Keller, and he ended up hitting Shannon Moore, and so it became a triple threat. Anyways, so the next day there is a I get tagged on the video, and it's a highlight video of the Downtown Showdown, and I was like, "Yo, what the heck?" Um, and then so I contacted her, and then mind you, the video was awesome. If you've been following us for a little while, the video that Tariq and Lux Design Media have been doing are just amazing. So then I was like, hey man, thank you, seriously, thank you. I don't know. And then he goes like, yeah, I've been trying to message you for about a week. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Uh, I'm really sorry. It's show week and it's a big event, so I apologize. So then I guess he had messaged Bobby, or Bobby messaged Tariq, and then I was like, hey, see if he wants to like do stuff with us. Um, and so sure enough, and then from there he just came on board, and I'm very grateful that yeah, it was Jared. Jared's the one that ratted you out. So so Jared goes like, hey dude, there's somebody recording. I was like, I got it, and I just totally forgot. Um, so yeah, so anyways, my point is point is, yeah, Tariq is one of those examples of like I'll do it now and then I'll just ask for forgiveness later. And like I said, is because of that, he did an awesome job with everything that he's been doing, and then we've had him on board since. So thank you. All the highlight videos, all the graphics that we have are him adding his spice to it and his magic. I know he may hate me sometimes because he'll send me something like, "Hey, can you fix this or whatever?" And he has to redo it, and I've been on that end too, and I know it can be like, ugh. But no, I'm grateful, and then so thank you, seriously, Tariq, thank you, gracias, amigo, te lo agradezco. En serio, todo lo que has hecho para nosotros es increíble y te lo agradezco muchísimo. So thank you. It's been an awesome blessing to have you with us, and then I know all the boys and the girls appreciate your work and your dedication, and then the fact that you have your full-time job and then you're still doing all of this to to help us out and to be make Three Legs is Wrestling even bigger than what it's become. Like I'm grateful that like I can spruce up the flyer and I'll send it to you and then you add all the little things. So thank you, and then I love this relationship that I have with him because, like, for instance, the shows, I'll edit them and then I send it to him, and then he'll add all the transitions, all the little special details, and then so his he adds the magical touch. So I appreciate you seriously. And then if there's anybody out there that wants to spruce up their production, their value of anything, contact Tariq, or visit him on Facebook. Follow him, see the stuff that he does, and it's amazing. He does stuff for us. He does stuff for a company down in Puerto Rico. So yeah, his stuff is top notch. So give him a follow. So thank you, Lux Design Media. Um, so Snookums, what the heck? Oh, hey, Brittany. Snook. Oh, you're talking to Al Snook. I was like, Snookums, what the? Okay. But yeah, all right. So since we have a couple folks in here already, like I said, I have not opened the box yet. And also shout out to Kiss Alcalde who did wait, where's the camera? An awesome cut. Um, so we're gonna pull out our first winner of this thingamajigger. One sec. Oopsie. You always gotta carry your handy little blade. All right. So, and like I said, there are a lot of submissions. We had an awesome show on July 3rd at the Clear Magazine Stadium. Yeah, right. At the Clear Magazine Stadium, where I don't know how many people were there, but it was awesome that from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that was a Three Legacies Wrestling Rise event with all the students of the Three Legacies Wrestling Academy. We had a couple of debuts in there. Zion Nirvana they made his actually had his very first match, and he debuted in front of what, like 2,000 people. Elena Niera had her fourth or so match in front of an audience, and again in front of 2,000 people. So that's super awesome, and I'm hoping that we can get at least a portion of that audience to come back. Sorry, flies. To come back on August 3rd as Three Legs Wrestling presents the Red Rose Rumble from the Clipper Magazine Stadium as its own standalone event. All right. So the very first winner, obviously, I'm not going to show you because it has their personal info, but the very first winner. So hopefully, oh yeah, no, appreciate Phoenix Pete, the biggest event of the summer. All right. The very first winner is going to be, and then I will contact you separately. Obviously, I'm not going to show your info. Is Amber Kennedy from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Thank you. You and a friend will be getting a message either tonight or tomorrow, and then you will be on your way to the Red Rose Rumble. You will be getting 2 general admission tickets. Family friendly. We have a whole array of amazing talent that will be taking part and taking center stage. Mr. Kennedy, Ken Anderson. We can't say Kennedy. Sorry. Mr. Ken Anderson will be, has already been announced against Tarzan Duran, which that's going to be an awesome match. So Amber, thank you for taking part in our contest. you and a friend or anybody that you like will like are going to the Red Rose Rumble 2 on August 3rd at the Clear Magazine Stadium. Tickets are still available, so go check it out. We're only a couple weeks away, and it's definitely going to be a whole lot of fun. CCC. And I did say that I was going to do stories in between each number or ticket pool. So if you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to raise awareness to everything that we're doing, and we do have a um, a members only section, which is it starts at 99 cents. We're working on how to make this a bigger, better, because obviously everything comes back to the fans, and whatever it is that income wise that we can get, we give it back either to the school, the students, or the fans, right? And we kind of find a way to balance all of it so we can give you better product and something that the whole entire community can be proud of. Like I said, if you just subscribe to the membership side, all our future shows moving forward will be on there. Every now and then, I may get the Christmas spirit, and I'll like upload a whole show by itself for free. Um, but yeah, it's just 99 cents. It definitely goes a long way in the long run. It's 99 cents a month. You can check it out. The Three Legacies Wrestling Rise is going to be one of the shows that we're going to start, promoting to give back to the students, so they have a more knowledgeable feel of what working television, the production, that kind of feel. So think of Rise as our NXT to the WWE. Obviously, granted, we're not on the same budget level, but I'm trying to get them to understand the whole concept of television production, so that because it will happen when they do get that opportunity to work television, they have a concept of it. So that is on our members. Our first episode actually just was put up there not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. So you can check that out. 3LW Rise. That's our specific show brand for the 3LW Academy students, so they can get an idea of how to work, obviously, and how to improve their character and persona before we go out and place them, be it on our um, before we place them on like our main shows over, which are typically at Middlesbrough University. So if you just go on and just subscribe to the perks of the membership side, all of this, like I said, it all comes back to the students, it comes back to the school, it comes back to the fans, and we're able to provide bigger and better quality shows. So thank you, Fairy Tale Acres. um, but yeah, so anybody can ask a question, and before I pull the next name. Oh wow, we're only 13 minutes in. That's went a lot faster than I thought. Uh, I'm trying to read all these messages that are coming in. Um, but if not, you can also go and I should have grabbed one before I sat down. So we have these awesome tumblers that are the Red Rose Rumble tumblers. I know I have some here somewhere. Hold on. No, that's not it. Aha. So for $20, we are selling these commemorative, because we want to make the Red Rose Rumble something special, right? So we have these Red Rose Rumble tumblers that we will be having on sale to commemorate, obviously, the Red Rose Rumble. We're making this as big as possible. And I know that during my time in WWE, like I used to go around and collect anytime. I was very thankful that I got to be a part of 4 WrestleManias. I did several Royal Rumbles and Money in the Banks, and anything that I was a part of that I know for me at least, I used to collect them, be it the posters, I'll show you. So all these little things that I was a part of are things that I was able to collect that had my mug on them. And it was something just to kind of always, have a keepsake and a memory of. Um, so stuff like that is super cool. And I know I'm just going to show off for 2 seconds. Sorry. If I can find my stupid face. And if I can't, there I am. Right. So stuff like that, right? Stuff like that. It's also next to one of my coaches, William Regal. Hey, look at that, Camacho. Um, So stuff like that. It's stuff that like I know long term is one of those things that I'm grateful that I was able to collect my career throughout my years. So it's just kind of a nice little way to have something that I always remember. So the tumblers are $20, 25. If you want them shipped, we can definitely ship them. I actually just sent out two over the weekend, so they are available for shipment. You can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, X. Um, so there's that. Um, yeah, Jared, don't get nervous, man. All right. So the second name that will be pulled, we go and shift beyond this little thingy. All right. All righty. The second winner is John Campbell, also from Lancaster. I will be sending you a message after we're done with this, and or tomorrow morning. It's a little warm in here, so depending on how I feel afterwards. But no, I'll be contacting you. So far, Amber Kennedy and John Campbell, you will both be receiving two tickets through the Red Rose Rumble on August 3rd at the Clipper Magazine Stadium. So yeah, so check it out. Another match that got announced for August 3rd is Bro Keller versus JS Hawthorne for the Three Legs Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. I mean, and then we take individuals that have proved themselves. And Hawthorne, I mean, he literally worked his way from the bottom. Now he's here, right? Type of thing. And then Bro Keller from the get go, he's been undefeated. I'm telling you, he's lost matches, but he hasn't been pinned or submitted. He lost the match he lost the title in a triple threat at the Downtown Showdown when J.S. Hawthorne pinned Shannon Moore in an incredible match, which that show is actually on our YouTube, so you can check that out. But even then, he had a rematch in New Jersey at WrestleMania week at All for One, where we got to partner with a couple other companies. And I mean, yeah, technically, Brooke Heller won by disqualification when Jace Hawthorne he kicked him in the nether regions, so he cost him a match, but he still retained. But ever since, I mean, he's been on a hot streak and he hasn't lost. And yeah, so I mean, I feel like it's something it's worthy. It has stock value. So I know I was the one that made that match, contrary to the LCW and the Banshee, I try not to bring them up because it just causes more of a headache. But yeah, no. So I mean, and I know because of everything that went down, uh, they took it upon themselves to put me in a match against Jace Hawthorne for the title, which is this weekend at the Bryce Opportunity Center for Homecoming. It's dumb, but I mean also at the same time like I still have pride and value in what I do and what we represent. So I mean, if it comes down honestly to the Red Rose Rumble, where it's going to be myself versus Bro Keller, I'm all for it. It'll be a battle of of honor, and just may the best man win. Um, but I also have been watching a lot of Hawthorne's tactics. And I know he cheats a lot, and that's all he can do. And um, so we'll just kind of take that in consideration. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll be having a homecoming at the Brights Opportunity Center on this coming Saturday, and also on that event, we will be having a couple debuts as well too. Our friggin' delight Zoe Cannon, who's been on a hot streak, be it win or lose, she's been on an amazing, 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 amazing run in the last year and a half, not even a year and a half that she's been active in professional wrestling. She just last night. I'll tell you the story about the mask in a second too, Smiley. Last night, Zoe Cannon battled against Notorious Mimi at the legendary ECW 2300 arena. It was a wrestling invitational by Lisa Marie, which was also known as Victoria. So yeah, she had a stellar performance, and I mean, I got good feedback from her, and I'm very happy for everything she's doing. She's going to be doing a lot of great stuff, and I guess since we're here, might as well that we'll just announce it that Zoe Cannon has been entered into this year's Red Rose Rumble match. So I feel like after the performance that she did against J.S. Hawthorne not too long ago, like 2 months ago, at a gift and a curse, like she's a definite contender. And she held her own, man. She held her own, and then she had that Boston Crab on Hawthorne, and she almost had it. Um, but she did a amazing showing. So Zoe Cannon will be at the Red Rose Rumble and competing for the number one contendership, or for the trophy. Oh, you guys can see it. Sorry for that up there. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was truly an amazing, spectacular match um, between Hawthorne and Zoe Cannon. So she's definitely has such a bright future ahead of her. So definitely worth checking out. Um, but um, yeah, so my friends are Kenny and Nell. They're sending me messages right now. So hey guys, thank you. So real quick, so Smiley asked about the well, they didn't ask, but commented about the mask. So this one, that one, those over there. Um, Obviously during my time with WWE, I'll start off with me. Damn it, I'll start off with Mysticals. So Mystical and I have a long history because during his time in WWE, we got to work together a lot. So where I know you guys can't see it over there, but anyways, so if you type in El Local versus Sin Cara, a lot of different stuff will pop up on YouTube. When he first got to WWE, he became, obviously he was this major, massive star down in Mexico in CMLL, Consejo de Lucha Libre, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, and so it took him a bit to transition to the American style because it's a whole nother world, and yeah, so for a while, when unfortunately things didn't quite work out the way that they were probably planned, they had placed him with me under the mask of El Local, which was also Chimera. So Chimera was my independent wrestling gimmick that I used to wrestle as, and I got the chance to actually do it with this outfit in WWE, but under the name of El Local, which that's a whole nother story. Um, so I built a relationship with Sin Cara, Sin Cara Mystico, and not too long ago I got to work with him again at MLW. I am a producer and on-air talent for Major League Wrestling, which I'm very proud of the work that we're doing, what we've accomplished. We will be having an event coming up this coming Friday in Tampa Bay, Florida, St. Petersburg. Um, and that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. And he's gonna be there. He's the MLW middleweight champion. So I'm very grateful for the relationship that I have with El Local, Ricardo, Jesus, Místico, Sin Cara, and then he gave me that mask as it's like a little trade off. So I'm very thankful for the relationship that I have with them. The Callisto, sorry, the Callisto one. So this is another story that's sort of related to the Sin Cara one. During this time when I was in WWE, we had been approached by management that at the time Rey Mysterio was injured and they weren't too sure of his future. This is 2012, maybe 11. I don't know. So they weren't too sure. This is again from my understanding, from what they had mentioned to us, and if we knew of any luchadors. And a good friend of mine at the time, um, Ivelisse Velez. Ivelisse was a good friend. We were good friends back then, and we used to live next to each other. We were neighbors. So one day I was telling her that, hey, this is kind of what they had brought up to me, and then she mentioned Samurai del Sol. She goes like, yeah, hey, he's from Chicago. He's bilingual. He's a lucha guy, and see if they'd be interested. So then I contacted the office. I was like, hey, I have this guy who, and at this point I had already looked him up. He had been part of Evolve, AAA, um, what was his gimmick? Octagon Junior, Pentagon Junior. Well, I forgot it. I forgot what name he used to do in AAA. Anyways, point is, so I was like, hey, I have this guy, whatever, right? And Town relations at the time, the feedback that they had given me was not something that I would be proud to repeat just because it was dumb. But anyways, point is here and there. So, but I still kept egging them on, and I was like, hey, and then they kept suggesting people to me. I was like, man, like I like this guy, but if you want to give him a next Rey Mysterio, it's gonna be very tough because a lot of these folks that you're suggesting, um, they don't speak Spanish, and even if they do speak Spanish, it's a very non-Mexican Latino Spanish. So it's a mix. So what's going to happen is if you ever send them down to Mexico, whatever, and you try to pass them off as Mexicano, like they're going to eat them up because they're going to hear right through it. So, anyways, that was a whole another bickering back and forth, and I'll get the finger point right one day. And then Callisto actually speaks perfect Spanish. So so then eventually we got him to try out, and I stayed in touch with him throughout the whole process, and we were on the phone quite a bit, and obviously it's not my place to ever take credit for anybody. However, I was very, very grateful that I was able to help him, get his foot in the door, and then once he did his trial, it was all him, and then he killed it, and then he did amazing. I was very grateful too. That was his very first match in NXT. It was a dark match, and it came at the worst time too. I had just landed. It was one of those like long weeks, and I was just hating like life, right? So I go to this Mexican restaurant that was like around the corner from my house, and I just pig out when I landed. I pigged out. Um, and I get a call. I get a call from the office, and they're like, because they used to film NXT on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, yeah, Wednesdays. They're like, hey, can you come in and wrestle the dark? And I was like, oh man. And I had just eaten like this whole big thing. I was like, oh dude, I'm not gonna tell him no, but oh right. So and I go and I tell Callisto, I was like, hey, listen, man, like I want to show off. I want you to do what you do. But dude, I just ate a whole lot of food. I don't want to swallow my pants in the ring. And so anyway, so we kept it very relatively basic, but we still showcased them. So yeah. Anyways, so then obviously we built the original first Lucha Dragons ish, and that's a whole nother story. But then after we did our very first NXT takeover, it was Calista and myself versus the Ascension. We traded masks after that. So I gave him one of my masks. He gave me his mask. So that's one of those like traditional, hey, moments of gratitude. Um, so that's the story behind that one. And actually, I talked to him not too long ago, and I love him, and we stayed in touch throughout the years through the good and the bad, and I've had a lot of bad. Um, but yeah, um, so there's connections with all the masks. So yeah. Anyway, so let's go into the third winner. Sorry, I know story time, right? I'm trying to make this as fun as possible uh, with stories because that's pretty much what I got. All right. So the third winner. Oh, there it is. All right. So he did. So it's Evan Scott. Evan Scott is the third winner who will be receiving two tickets to the Red Rose Rumble, two general admission tickets to the Red Rose Rumble on August 3rd. You will be able to get a chance to check out the Three Legacies Wrestling Tag Team Championship match, which is already racking up some steam because, as you guys may already know, Dog Nation, who are the first ever Three Legacies Wrestling Tag Team Champions, who defeated the team of Smiley and Delirious at Downtown Showdown back in March. Since then, I mean, they've been on a hot streak. They've been winning left and right. Dog Nation got a chance to go 2 months ago to Texas, and they were able to defend the titles down at our good friends' promotion, the Texas Wrestling Cartel. Which thank you very much for making all that happen, and also huge thank you to Chris Marvel for being a huge connector and everything that happened down there. They were able to wrestle twice. So thank you, Jeff Trevino. Thank you, Chris Marvel. Everybody down at Hybrid Pro Wrestling, and also at the Texas Wrestling Cartel for making that happen. Seriously, thank you. In return, Texas Wrestling Cartel send up Eddie Martinez, who debuted at our show in Lebanon last weekend. Last weekend. and he did a killer performance in the triple threat against Tarzan Duran and Facade. But that was the end of it. But also because, well, as far as that goes, yes, sorry. But Dog Nation also went to South Korea to Pro Wrestling Society and then defended their titles over there, which are now technically the world tag team titles. So I'm very proud of that. And then actually this week on, I believe Thursday or Friday, Dog Nation are going to be heading down to Chile, the country of Chile in South America, and they're going to be defending them down there, uh, which I'm super excited about. Right, so now we've defended these titles in North America, in Asia, and in South America come this weekend. So they will not be at Homecoming this coming weekend, but the just the rivalry between Dog Nation and South Philly's finest is something that's worth noting, and they're 1-1. They've both beaten each other at least once, and they're gonna go for the third time on August 3rd at the Clear Magazine Stadium. Which, I mean, that tag match is gonna be insane. Sponsored by our good friends at Kegels. So thank you. Um, yeah, so it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Who is the first two winners? I got in late. Oh, it's all good. No, yeah, Jerry, it's all right. All right. I can tell you who the first two. The very first winner was Amber Kennedy, and then the second one was John Campbell, and then the third is Evan Scott. Um, yeah, so then we'll be passing those out. Um, and then I do have another mask that was actually given to me not too long ago at MLW. Yeah, no worries, Jared. So in Mexico, the tradition of the mask is a huge thing, right? Um, there is a royal family in Mexico, los villanos. Los villanos, if you ever get a chance, there's several of them, one, two, three, four, five, whatever. So there's several of them, and then they have sons who are wrestling now. And I got a chance to be in an awesome lucha tag match. Um, and there's a whole things worth noting in that one because uh, true story, WWE was never my goal. That was never my dream when I was coming up. CMLL was always my goal. That was always my dream. CMLL. I have yet to work at Arena Mexico in Mexico City for CMLL, but I've gotten the chance to be a part of something very special with MLW, and then CMLL, and then even the connection that they have with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So while it's not directly under the CMLL name frame, it's still under a mix of a combination of MLW and CMLL umbrella. So I'm very grateful for that. That match was awesome because I got to wrestle um, not Phoenix. I'm sorry, Felino, Virus, and a son of Villano Tres. So yeah, so Villano Jr. I got a chance to wrestle him, and then I did a lot of my work with him. And so afterwards, he gave me his mask, and I was like, dude, okay, dude, I thank you. So that was kind of cool. So that's awesome, right? And also in that tag match too, I got to tag. I got plenty of stories with Cena, plenty. In that match too, I got to tag with my very first ever childhood hero of Atlantis, the original Atlantis. That was like my very first hero growing up in Lucha Libre when I was a kid. The main people I used to look up to in Lucha Libre was Atlantis, Máscara Sagrada, Último Dragón, Octagon, Pierrot, Super Muñeco. That was another one too. There were so many of them, but yeah, Atlantis was my very first ever hero, and then to have tagged with them, that to me was just one of those where like we're sitting in the locker room, and I'm just like, this is cool, man. This is cool. Um, and then afterwards, he's talking to me, and he's just like relating stuff. Like he was telling me stories about like Alberto and when they were in CMLL and whatever. I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah. David, watching from York and Big SWO, also love your legacy. So glad that you had opportunity to train. Oh man, yeah, definitely, dude. It's been an interesting story, but it's something that's still being written, and it's something that has yet to be or to have any conclusion anywhere nearby. We're building something here, and I'm very grateful to have SWO alongside with us. Everybody there, man, has been awesome between having their talent over with us or allowing some of our talent to go over there. Um, with like Zoe, Just Jay, Al Snook, that there's so much beauty in being able to work together to help up for the better of the industry, and we can all benefit from it. So instead of trying to put one against the other, like we can all work together because there's plenty of room for all of us to eat at the table. If one grows, we can carry the other person with us. If they grow, I would definitely like for us to go with them, and then if we grow, I would like to take them with us. Um, so I'm very grateful for everybody over there. I mean, and I know we're supposed to stay in character, but Ace, like you're awesome, man. And Kiesel, man, I love you guys. And I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for Piranha, Merrick, those guys that come from over there too, and that's where we met Dog Nation originally. So I'm grateful for that bond that we have with SWO, and we can all grow together, man. Um, so yeah, we can ask some more questions before I go on to the next one because we're at three. I still got two, or I can just jump to the next one. Yeah, I can just jump to the next one. And like I said, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, subscribe to it. I hate sounding like one of those like streamer dudes, those annoying ones. Hit like, subscribe, yeah, whatever, right? Um, but also check out the members only section, which is gonna be that's where we're gonna be putting all our future shows. You can also go and check out there last year's Red Rose Rumble, so you can kind of see how a lot of stories took place and the great finale, well, almost great finale, semi-finale between myself and that Kevin Murphy. Um, so, all right. So, fourth winner. Oh, dude, I love Cena. I love Cena, man. Yeah. So it was a pleasure to work with John Cena. We got to learn a lot, and I use him for an example when it comes to learning about the crowd and how to not control the crowd, but um, listening to them, but not letting them dictate you. It's a weird little concept. But yeah, we learned so much from him, and guys like him, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio. We learned so much from Ray, Edge, Kane, Taker was another one. All right. So I'm just kind of like scrolling. I'm not sorry, I'm not picking. I'm just kind of going. All right. So number four, Fred Germer, also from Lancaster. You will be going to the Red Rose Rumble on August 3rd, and yeah, you're gonna come check it out. Already announced. You're gonna have. You're gonna keep using my result. Yes, we will. He will. He will. He's on our. He's on our. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to remember the card, so I don't want to say it yet because I don't remember. Uh, long-term goal for you to have to a place to run, talent to bring in. Oh, dude, I have a huge long-term plan. But just like anything else, you can't just set your goals on one thing and then just hope that you're going to go from zero to that in no time. And then that's it. There's a whole process. So you have to build little checkpoints along the way. And you have to celebrate those checkpoints when you reach them to give yourself some sort of gratification or gratitude or, be the sense of yeah, we did this, so if we did this, we can achieve the next step. And then you go step by step by step by step. You celebrate each one. And if you miss a step, it's all right. Like, listen, so think of a video game. You think of the video game, you lose a life on this one. You don't go all the way back to the beginning. You go back to the last checkpoint and you're like, all right, well, I got to this far. I know how to get to this point. And then how do I get to the next step? I already know by screwing up or messing up on this one, not to take that step. So you just kind of figure it out and you should kind of go from there. But anyway, so what I was getting at was, yeah, I have goals, I have ideas of where I want to go, and I'm very grateful. And I've made this mention many times where when we wrote out this whole like 5-year plan, I'm very grateful for this that we got there. Well, not to the 3-year or the 5-year plan, but we got to a certain point a whole lot faster than I thought we were going to, and it's because of this whole community effort that we've been able to build, and then just getting involved with the community, and then just how receptive a lot of times the community has been. So it's because of all of that that we're able to grow, and then I feel like having that sense of unity between us and then the fans and then the crew, the roster, is super important. So I'm not going to tell you what my plans are, but I'm going to tell you that I do have plans, and I want to take as many people with me on this journey. Um, I understand too that a lot of that burden, if we fail, is going to be on me, and I totally get that. Um, and if we succeed, is because of all of us. Um, and we're going to succeed. It's just it's going to take time. It's time and effort, but we will get there. Um, Hi Shane. Yeah, no, Ronnie's a huge part of why all this is happening. So yeah, Ronnie, you're the man. Ronnie Ramon, the rabbit one. So yeah, so anyway, so backtracking. Fred, you're going to the Red Rose Rumble on August 3rd. I will be sending you a message and or text after this is done. Um, go Byron. Yeah, go Byron. Um, so so yeah. Let's do one more question before because I just saw the clock and uh, oh Ken, what's the story on Leo Fury? Well, he just came back from injury, so he has to rebuild back up, and hopefully with time and more time in the ring and making sure that his injury doesn't come back, he'll be back on track. Um, I don't know where you can get Matthias merch. You would have to ask him. Um, So that's more on him. I am not. I don't have each person's individual merch, so that's on the individual. That's kind of one of the perks of independent wrestling. They make their own money, and they can sell their own merch. So yeah, you can contact Joel Matthias. You can contact anybody that whose merch you want. I only am able to control the Three Legacies merchandise. Um, but with speaking of that, you can also check out the Three Legs Wrestling Red Rose Rumble T-shirts, uh, which we do. We have the black ones. We have the black ones. We have several of them, which are we're selling at the shirts, at the shows. I'm sorry. We do have colored. We have a red, light blue, a pink, and the black one on the ProWrestlingTees.com Three Legs Wrestling page. So you can get different kinds over there. But yeah, we just have the black ones that we will be selling at the shows between here to the Rumble. And we have a whole array of them that you can check out on the Pro Wrestling Tees website. So, what was the best thing that ever came out the WWE for you? Thingy is like on its way, so I can't read. Okay. Well, the best thing that ever came out of WWE for me um, was getting to travel the world and getting to prove to a lot of people that it is possible to achieve the dream. It's that nothing is so far from reach that it's not possible to dream about it. But also has to do with a lot of the work ethic. Because it's one thing to get there; it's a whole other thing to stay there and to maintain it. And somewhere along the way, unfortunately, I lost track of all that, and that's my fault. That's nobody else's fault but mine. But I was very thankful that I got to achieve that. I was this kid from El Barrio in Los Angeles that got out and got to do stuff. Um, and I'm hoping that I'm able to make my family proud of being able to achieve what I've been able to achieve and to perform in front of amazing audiences and then to carry, and this is what I'm legit proud of, to carry my real authentic last name of Rodriguez. That name is forever now etched in history. Four WrestleManias, multiple Royal Rumbles, being part of Royal Rumbles, that I was able to be on programs alongside guys like Cena, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Kane, those guys, and I'm proud that my name is going to live on for forever on that. But I'm very more proud of that I got to experience that knowledge and I got to learn that knowledge and I'm able to give that back. And that's what all this is for, to be able to give back everything that I've been able to learn. Because there's a lot of people that never got that opportunity. So through me, I'm able to give that back. That's ultimately what all this is. Because I understand, I've made this everything that I'm telling you guys now is not something that's new. I've done podcasts and then where it's the same question over and over again. And in my head, I just want to be like, just listen to the one I just did last week, and you'll get your answers. So none of this is anything new either. Um, but I understand too that I'm getting older and my time in the ring is limited, and my way of giving back to the industry that has given me so much too is to give it back to them. And in my way of knowledge, give them back as much knowledge as I can. Everything that all the mistakes that I did, and trust me, I made a lot of mistakes. Hopefully, guide folks to not make those same mistakes because I've lived them and I know where it leads. And if I can help them change trajectory so they don't make those mistakes, um, I would be happy and to see them succeed. And for the 2 years that we've been around, well, it hasn't even been 2 years, but it's about to be 2 years. For the near 2 years that we've been around, the lives that we've been able to touch, the lives that we've been able to affect in a most positive way, is something that I'm very proud of because I always had this idea in my head that someday, somewhere in the world, I'm gonna change it. How? I don't know. I'm either gonna change the world or I'm gonna blow it up, but I don't know how. But I hope it's not blowing it up. But one day I'm gonna change the world, whether it's the entire world or somebody's world. Um, and I stick by that. And hopefully by creating this, um, I'm able to give somebody something back, in a different perspective, a different mindset, and then it's a different way of thinking. Because this is not also just for pro wrestling. This is also just for us to grow as humans and individuals. So I'm proud of that. Um, so that's kind of what I took from WWE, experience, a lot of experience. How many do we have? One, two, three, four. All right, so that's four. We're gonna do another one. We're gonna go to this little shuffle. Also, I got to experience Mount Gretna today in PA. Dude, I did not know that was a thing, and it was awesome. It's like a small little like mountain town on the way up to Lebanon. When I went to go see Ken and Nell, my good friend Jen took me up there, and then dude, that's it was awesome. Went to this little like ice cream shop. Uh, yeah. All right. So then the next winner. Oh shoot! This thing says there's gonna be an ad. All right. Natalie Cruz. Natalie Cruz, you are getting um, 2 tickets to the Red Rose Rumble. And then also, just because I'm in a good mood, I'm going to pick one more, so we're going to get six. Oh, shoot. Nicole Brainer? I don't know. Nicole Brainer. You'll be also getting tickets. This thing says it's about to go to an ad, and I'll double check if it is or not in 30 seconds. If it's not going to an ad, then I'll just keep going. If not, we'll just pause it. But yeah, so 6 winners so far. Nicole Brainer, I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. Natalie Cruz, Fred Germer, Evan Scott, Amber Kennedy, and John Campbell. You guys will be getting contacted for tickets to the Red Rose Rumble on August 3rd. Visit Lancaster Barnstormers or LancasterStormers.com for tickets. Still available. Has inserted. So I don't know if that ad is for when it's later or if it's for live. Either way, um, that's about it for today. I don't know. First time. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys one more time. Check us out on Facebook, Three Legacies Wrestling. If you can, go and follow us here. Subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to our members only for 99 cents. It helps the whole cause and the whole effort of being able to provide bigger and better stuff for the students, the academy, the shows, and the fans ultimately. Thank you guys. Check us out this week at Homecoming for Three Legs Wrestling at the Brights Opportunity Center on the 13th, and then on August 3rd at the Clear Magazine Stadium for the Red Rose Rumble 3. Thank you very much, and we will see you there. I don't know how to stop this, so we'll just go from here.